giving them education, building schools, etc. The true reformers were really missionaries, Christian missionaries, who mostly spent their time in the South. And as a result, in 1903, Washington, D.C. Very much appreciated the work that they were doing in trying to rebuild the black community after the Civil War, and they created the True Reformer building here. This building was built by African Americans. This was African American finance, African American architects. The architect was actually John Langford. He was an architect out of Howard University. The bank on the corner, which you're going to see in a minute, provided the financing. It became the social hub of Black Washington during the heyday of the Black Broadway. Today it is called the National Welfare Foundation building. It provides a lot of money for a lot of social service organizations, and it's a great place, but you can see the kind of beautiful architecture that still remains. This whole strip here, you can see that in segregation, African Americans had to create their own communities, obviously. So they have, this is the dozens, they have their own social groups, their own social networks, fraternities, sororities, etc.
Kappa Alpha Psi.
Kappa Alpha Psi. Hey, D, how you doing? Kappa Alpha. It's one of the great things about being on U Street is everybody participates in the discussion. So here is a coming out, I suspect there's some kind of gala, some kind of social, and you can see the way they dress, you can see, and this area here was called the Black Bourgeoisie. From 7th Street over was pretty well mostly black working class. From 7th Street to 14th Street we refer to as the Black Bourgeoisie, and from 14th Street over to DuPont Circle, in Foggy Bottom, in Georgetown, was known as the Black Aristocracy. And there was some serious money and personalities that lived over there. People like Mary Church Terrell and people like Benjamin O. Davis, the first four-star general, black four-star general, like the Murray family. You know, the printing of the Afro-American newspaper, the printing of the Washington Bee back in the time, those were owned by, all of that was done by the Murray family. They had a huge mansion over there on DuPont Circle at 17th and T Street, a big mansion there. The Frederick Douglass's sons had 3 mansions along 17th and T. That was considered the black aristocracy. Langston Hughes lived over there. Charles Hamilton Houston lived over there. Duke Ellington was born and raised there. Charles Drew was born over there. Charles Drew, the great medical doctor who founded Plasma, was born in Foggy Bottom at 22nd and I Street. That's considered the black aristocracy. They had 2 mansions in Foggy Bottom, the Drew family. Then married the Jarvises, the Jarvis Funeral Homes. That's where Charlene Drew Jarvis comes from. Her name is Charlene Drew Jarvis. She's both a Jarvis and a Drew. That's the black aristocracy. But as you can see, people dressed up well. What year is this? 1917. One of the things you want to point out here is that, which unfortunately you all understand this because you're African Americans, but most Americans do not understand that the black community was very, very diverse. Not all black, of course, not all black people were the same. There was no monolithic black community. There was a wealthy black community. There was a non-wealthy. There was either educated, uneducated, etc. But in Washington, D.C., this being the Mecca of Black America, this is what we now refer to as, this area was the Black Bourgeoisie of America.